lovely day in paradise. There's a lot of talk lately about the bill they're trying to push through. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. On entering women into the draft. Look, all of it is a sleight of hand. It's just a magician, with the little yellow birdie out in front of you saying, "Looky, looky, looky, looky," while the real magic is going on in his other hand behind his back. And if you haven't figured that out yet, you're an idiot. But let's just pretend that they get it off. Let's just say they do, and they start drafting women. If it gets to that point, you've lost. You've lost. The women, however, have gotten what they want. Feminism has took over, so if they want to be equal to men, that's my whole stance has been for a long time. You always hear males. I won't say men. I'll say males. So there's no case where you should ever hit a woman. Bullshit. If a woman hits me, she should know she's going to get knocked the fuck out. Just like a dude that was to hit me. So if that's what they want, give it to them. However, I will say this to that. If you think that you're taking my sons, much less if I had daughters, to go fight your wars, you're fucked up. I'm not the only person that sees it like that. And how are they going to get it off? The feds going to come hunt you down? The feds probably couldn't even find my house. Well, let's just say they could. If they're going to have locals on their team, go ask your sheriff what they're going to do. You think my sheriff's going to go to people's houses around here, the people that he knows, yoking them up because they didn't report on the day they're supposed to report to wherever? Hell no. He'd make it to about house. He wouldn't even make it to the first house. And there'd be bullets flying. So it's not going to happen. It might happen in New York or one of these other, large places. But if you're there and you're not fighting, I don't know what to tell you. Somebody had mentioned today in a group I'm in, a text group, about the people that did all the burning and looting and shit. And I don't agree with what they did. That's not what I'm saying. But what I can say is that I got more respect for them than I do the fucking pussies that sit around and think voting is going to get them anywhere, especially after just complaining about you complain of an election being stolen for 2 years, and now 4 years, it was about 2 years, and they kind of let up on it. But now your solution is to go out and vote more. It's dumb as shit. Well, just keep leaving the keys in your car everywhere you go and expect it not to get stolen the second time. But if it gets to the point where they're drafting women, a lot of other things had to go really fucking wrong as being a male in this country or being men in this country. Are we going to have the things we had in the last draft we had through Vietnam? Are we going to be, having people pay other people off to take their spot, which government allowed to happen? Because if somebody has to go, it's not going to be my kids. But guess what? It ain't going to be me either. So then again, we're back to there's going to be a fight. But it's just a sleight of hand, man. That's all it is. It's you're a fucking idiot. People are stupid. Dumber than fuck. Quit watching the hand they're showing. Quit paying attention to the shit that's in front of your face, because that's not what really matters. It's not the immigrants coming across the border. It's not the war in Ukraine. It's not the women being drafted. None of that shit is real problems in this country. The real problems are local. They're condensed. They're the mercenaries out here hunting you down every day for having a traffic light out or a license plate light out. When I say mercenaries, because they will fucking kill you to enforce that law if that's what it means. That's how much they believe in government. That's the real problem. Not as long as we keep showing you this, showing you that, showing you this, making you worry about that, you're going to be worried about what we show you. Because you're not bright enough to see what's going on. And then you're going to vote for it. It's funny when I walk in a government office around here, it's like they're preparing themselves. You can see when I walk in, it's funny. And I don't even really know everybody around here yet. But it is funny. What else was I going to talk about? Somebody had sent me. Oh. The martial law thing. So I got two different videos where people were talking about martial law. Look, people. What is martial law exactly? What is it? It's allegedly when government takes the Constitution and wipes its ass with it, tosses it out in the trash, and says, we're going to do what we want, and you're going to obey, or bad things are going to happen to you. Tell me how it's any different than today. Explain it to me. Explain it to me in your fantasy world of how this is any different than today. And then explain to me how you will react any different than you have any other time. Because you won't. Now, there are some people that are right now low-key carrying ARs with them everywhere they go. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time before some shit pops off. Just seen this, I don't know, a year or two ago in Boston, Connecticut. Was it Boston, Connecticut? It wasn't Boston, Massachusetts. It was somewhere in Connecticut where cops pissed old dude off, him and his brother. Him and his brother said, fuck you all. And they killed two of the cops. That could only happen so many times before people were like, wait a second. This is starting to be a kind of a danger. All that shit we've been talking for years about how dangerous this job is, it's really starting to be that way. Probably not going to take it for the meek salaries that they pay us. So what they'll do, government will have them steal more from you so that they can pay them more. Doesn't make sense. And people will support it and go along with it, whatever. But if it gets to that point again, where they're even playing those games, which they already play, a lot of other shit had to go wrong, and you had to fail on a lot of other shit for it to happen. And it all goes back to, you know, there's no men in this country anymore. There's no men that will draw a hard line and say, you know what? This is my line. I've tolerated all this shit. I refuse to tolerate anything else. Not that tolerating what we already tolerate is tolerable, because it's not. I steal from you, you call it a crime. They steal from you and you fucking elect them. You vote for them. Which voting is another form of consent. The government only derives its just powers from the authority of the government, of the governed, right? Government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed. You know what I mean? I don't consent to it at all. At all. You know, there's you can renounce your citizenship, right? And by doing so, the theory is that the Constitution no longer protects you. Therefore, you no longer have any of those rights. Well, what happens when I decide to divorce my government? When I say, I no longer consent to being governed by you because you're not operating within the lanes that I drew out for you. Whether or not the rest of the sheep are or not. What happens at that point? Am I, I guess I can be compelled. Am I obligated to obey then? I would say no. And I would say anybody that decides that. I mean, back to the protesters and shit, or the fucking rioters, or they're rioters, call it what it is. why do I respect them more than the other crowd on the quote unquote Patriots? Because you fucking Patriots ain't never going to do anything. You know why they bend to them? Because they know, hey, we're going to do what they say, or they're going to fuck some shit up. Whether it be government buildings, private property, whatever. That private property might have us in it. I mean, we might be next on their list of shit to burn down and not let people leave the building. Patriots are like, fuck them. They'll vote us in again next term. Hell, look at them support us. There's thin blue line flags and vote harder. All the Trump hopium's back. And what's funny, this is great. Supreme Court ruled that he has, what's it called when the president gets immunity? President for what was done while he was in office. So they kicked all the cases back down to the lower courts to decide if what he did was constitutional or not. Like I said, in the end, nothing's going to happen to that dude. He is just playing a part. That is it. And if you think it's anything more than that, you're fucking stupid. It's like them coming to me and saying, hey, Nick, we're going to pay you $1 million. And for that $1 million, here's what you got to do. We're going to fake arrest you, take some pictures, put you through a mock trial. We're going to convict you. We're going to find you guilty. We're going to fine you. But we've already talked to the guys up the ladder, and they're going to overturn it on appeal. Sitting there playing on his phone with the sheriff. Surprise, surprise. Just pawns of the audience of the political theater. That's all you are. And as long as you support it, that's all you'll be. And they'll continue to do all this shit to get you all upset and makes you feel funny inside. As long as you would allow them to. And how long are you going to allow them to? I don't know. Personally, I think you will get on the train cars. The vast majority of people. I mean, I'm talking the 99.9% of people will do as they are told. They'll do whatever they're told to extend their life. And when I say life, I mean breathing. Not that you get to live now. They will, as long as they can breathe, they're content. Why? Because they fear. Why? Because they've fallen into the trap that's been set up. They've been taught by their government. They've been programmed by their government. They've been indoctrinated by their government to fear this thing called death. You know that there's been studies done on people that have had close death experiences. And your body, when you are about to die, allegedly, there's a damn groundhog. Allegedly, it's euphoric in a sense like a heroin high. Your body dumps all these dopamines into your system as you die. I don't know how true it is. Just like I said, I've read, where people have done studies on that, and that's the thing. So, here's the thing, if it's just the whole, it's just, there's no fixing it because there's so many of the people that have bought into it. If in the beginning the people would have been like, wait a second, this is all bullshit, and we're not going down this road, where would we be today? Where would Germany be today if, during Hitler's reign, they would have said, yeah, we're not doing that. No matter whether or not you believe the reasons why it happened, or if it even happened to the level they said, which I don't. But how would that have changed things? It's no different today here. I don't know. Well, I gotta get in the big truck. I got shit to do. So, you guys have a good day and stay safe. Stay away from Popo. You're 5 more times more likely to get shot if you leave the Popo around. There's no situation that they cannot make far fucking worse than what it is to begin with. There's no reason to call them unless you're going to go to jail for not calling them. I mean, I'm a kind of take it in your own hands kind of guy. No, you're not freedom. When that person hit you, your wife called the cops. Yeah, in person before they went through a fucking glass window. Start doing that shit again, and the world will straighten itself out. I'm a firm believer that people need to be punched in the mouth on a more consistent basis. Did y'all see? Speaking of which, did y'all see where Sherrod Brown assaulted the dude video recording them, and miraculously 6 police that are there to protect and serve the public did absolutely nothing about it. Why? That was Sherrod Brown, senator from Ohio. Go figure. Fucking cheap.